Hi, welcome back guys. On this episode we are going to start grinding the side down, preparing that for fiberglass in, get it fiberglassed, get the window fiberglassed, the hatch fiberglassed, and then looking into fairing. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, if you see our last episode, see we got here. So yeah, like I said, I'm gonna grind all of this down so far, get this pulled out more. Still looking into getting, if I can get a new one of them. I've just taken measurements, see if I can get how much it would be per meter. Yeah, so like I said, grind that down. The hatch will be fiberglass. The window is already grinded, that will need fiberglass in. And really that's it for those three, for this major fiberglass and jobs. Obviously I've got to do a few more bits inside, but that can be done even once it's painted and I'm inside. But I think the main focus for today will be, let's get this grinded down and go from there, okay? Okay, it's actually the next day, miserable out there, raining. I finished off the grinding of this, as you can see on the time lapse. Went home, done some research on this rub rail, and I think I might order a new one. Just going to double check. I'll just come here to double check the measurements, obviously, and the style of the ends. And there's a couple. I think it, so much per metre. I think it was between £7 and £14 per metre, depending on the thickness and width and whatever. So I might actually splash out and get a new one. So it's a full piece. I mean, everything else on the boat is being redone. Wire, stop there. Also, I've been looking around the boat today, found one more hole on the upper side that I just want to quickly, it's only a tiny little hole, so I'm going to grind out a piece like that on the other side. Basically what it is there's a cleat here or something. I don't know if I can show you the holes. Yeah, so there's two holes there on the other side, but for some reason they've drilled one hole there, so I'm just going to grind that out, fill that in, because that's one hole. And also I've decided, I know it's a bit annoying, but excuse the darkness, this I'm grinding it out. I can't trust what they've done. This I can actually see, sorry, it's really dark. This I can actually see straight through. I can see what they've done. This you can see it's too dark. But yeah, anyway, you can see paint underneath. So for a quick 10-minute sand, fiberglass, fill it, then I know 100% it's done properly. So I think, like I said, I'm going to grind that bit out today, grind that down today. Going to drill this rub rail. There is a rivet just there. Going to drill that one out so I can get this off a bit more, because I just need to sand this little tiny bit here, which from here to here is perfect. There's nothing wrong with it. Obviously I just want a nice bond to it. I'm going to tape off, when I fiberglass, tape off all of this with the with the low tack tape. Get some cardboard and tape on tape, you know, like duct tape on top of the low tack tape, just to cover this section right here. I think before I start painting, I'm going to look at getting, you can get like these paper rolls, which has already got like a tape on it. If not, I'll just get some paper roll and just go along here, so no drips of primer come down. I haven't forgot, I've still got to, in the future, I still want to put a black stripe across there. So, worst case scenario, it won't land on it. I won't even let it do it. But all of this under here will be repainted. Should be nice. So enough talking. Let's get to grinding this out. Then what we're going to do is go straight to cutting the fiberglass. See what time we're on, and I might even start fiberglassing this today. So yeah, let's get on with it. Okay, sorry about the camera footage, it's so hard to get it in the right place, but that is now that all sanded down, the hole on the other side sanded down, and as you can see at the beginning of the time lapse, we go around the back, just trying to drag this light around the back. That is now all ground out, all the old stuff gone, all the paint out the side. That is going to be so much better. This is where the steering cable comes through. So obviously originally it looks like they had the biggest hole. Then they filled it, patched it, and they done a little hole down here. It's probably going to have the same little hole here or a little bit further. I don't know how the system sets up, but it probably is going to go there again. But all of these little holes are going to be fiberglass over. This whole crack over here will be filled, fiberglass sealed. You can see that is my fiberglass from the inside, nice and strong. That is the bonding paste that I put in there, ground most of that back out, so that was a bit of a waste, but it's spared out this little bit here. It's a nice indent, that will be nice and strong. So really, I think the next steps are, I'm going to cut all the fiberglass. I ain't going to bore you with that. Cut all the fiberglass, hoover up, because that just caused so much dust. I mean, that is a lot of gel coat, body filler from previous. It's just everywhere, horrible. So yeah, clean up, get it cut, and then the next time will be time lapse on fiberglassing. See you in a minute. Okay, new day, it's dry out there. I think this is what I might start doing, just so I'm not saying everything twice, so I'll just wait till the next day, if that's the last thing I do. So, as you can see on the time-lapse, fiberglassing was the last thing. It is all cured now, nice and solid. Well, that's that, the hatch, two on the side, the window and the hole, and the hole on the splash rail. So glad I decided to do that splash rail, it come out so good. I just had a quick look at it and it fare out quite nicely. I've looked at rub rails. I think I am gonna get a new one. I think for 15 meters, which is roughly about the size of going around the back and around the front. Just around the sides, obviously. It's about £280. But at least I know it's all brand new, it's all one piece. I can redo all the rivets to attach it, drill them out. So then that'll be complete anyway. So I think the first thing today will be sand this down, sand them all down, clean them up. And then I think we can move on to fairing compound and start blending them in a bit. And go from there, really. So yeah, let's go straight into it. Okay, it's a new day, beautiful day today. Getting up to about 20 degrees. All this week's supposed to be perfect, which would have been nice to be at this stage where I could be painting, but we'll soon get better days. As you see from the time lapse, all of the fairing compound is on now, ready to sand, and because it's been a day later, that is literally ready to sand. Once again, it might be too dark around here, but that is that covered as well, and also the whole splash rail. So today's going to be a sanding day. What I'm thinking is trying to close off a few of these jobs. So sand that, cut the window extra out. There is some sanding around the hatch that I need to do, get that done so it's ready. I think I am going to patch a few holes. I'll show you when I'm up there. There's a few sanding around the cupboard spaces on the back as well. I want to sand them down, get that ready for painting. Literally just getting everything ready for painting now. We are not far off. By the time I've sanded this fairing down, I will 100% need to obviously put some more down, but it means we're days away from it being finally perfect on the outside. So yeah, let's jump straight into the sanding. Okay, new day. Took a lot longer than I thought to sand all of this down, especially the window edges, because I wanted to get the curvature perfect. It does need topping up, just a little bit. If I show you quick, you can see it just needs topping up along there, a little bit more in there, but it is flat, it's smooth. Same as up here, you can see the little indent there. That needs topping up just to make it, I want it perfect. So I think today I'm going to clean up quick, and we're going to get some more fairing compound on. And also, as it's a beautiful day, I'm going to get the main floor acetoned up, and we're going to resin wash that. And up on the hatch, there's a couple little holes up there that I just want to quickly fiberglass, but it's only about that wide, just in the hatchway where they've done old hinges. Yeah, so we'll carry on with that. Okay, and that is all the fairing compound on. Fairing compound. I put that on first so I could do the resin wash, which means now the main floor is done. I might chuck a second coat on it just for reinforcement, because I think I did that on the underside as well. But it looks really good, all nice and sealed now. Done the edges as well, brought it out here. Because like I said before, resin washing seems to take a little bit more to kick off than it does if you layered fiberglass with it. Obviously the thickness of the resin together must cause a bit more heat and for it to kick off a bit quicker. But that'd be perfect out there. Like I said, it is a beautiful day. I think it's up to 21 degrees. The rest of the week is up to 23, I think it is. So yeah, that's done. The only thing I've got left to do is let me quickly jump up there, I'll show you. Get up here now. So on top of the hatch, these are the hinges that I'm going to reuse because they look really good and they're still decent. I'm just going to polish them up. And these were the ones they've done before and filled with silicone and a little bit of fairing compound. So what I want to do is I've wrapped it around as well, is get a couple little pieces fiberglass put in there. Like I said before, I will do the underside as well, and I'll probably bring the lip over and have to cut it again, but that can be done at a later time because it won't mess up the paint, it won't be anything like that. So as long as I get these done today, this is kicking off really quick in this heat. It's a bit iffy to sand it. It really does clog up your sanding disc, so it's best to leave it for the 24 hours, which is a bit annoying because it puts waiting around all this time. So yeah, let me just quickly get them cut, make a tiny batch, maybe 100 mil. I mean, that whole board took 200 mils, no problem. But what I might do actually, thinking about it, get the fiberglass set up, make another 200mm, do these, get a second coat on that, because that will be done by the time I've finished all of this. So yeah. Okay, it's another new day, another beautiful day, sunny. I think it's up to 24 degrees today, so the heat's definitely here now. That is cured finish. I pulled it out today. Yeah, did put it up there. Also, the fiberglass has gone off on the top of the hatch, so that's officially on the outside all the fiberglassing that needs doing. Like I said, there's a couple bits inside I need to do, just around the hatch, and I think I want to support this inner little section, but that can be done anytime, even after painting. I spoke to the windscreen company that's supplying all the, well, it's not a windscreen company, it's actually like a plastic company that's supplying all the stuff to build the windscreen. They've got their 3 weeks delay, or it'll be here within 3 weeks. So I'm gonna forget about that for a minute. So we'll probably actually get this painted before that even turns up. And then what I'll do is just cover dust sheets over and template it all up, even though I've got the windows here for templates. So today, we're gonna sand the rest of this, sand the deck, see how much needs to be filled, you know, the little tiny divots. And that'll be done with the blue stuff. So much easier to work with. And I need to put I probably will use the blue stuff actually on the hatch. So that'll be it for the fairing compound on the outside. But anyway, let's get straight into this sanding. Okay, and that's all of that sanded. Turned out really good, as you can see with the windows. Dead straight, it's dead straight. And this window does, as you can see, the original is a curve and it follows that perfect. Like I said, gonna have silly little bits like that, go up there. That'll be the epoxy, but the main thing was to get the curvature, the straightness, the flat on this side. Even the awkward one here turned out perfect, follows it down, goes up there, turned out really nice and flat. Once again, just silly little bits need filling. This stuff ain't the best for the final, but it's great for if you need to get a lot on. That's both sides as well. I won't show you the other side, but exactly the same as this. Turned out perfect. All the holes all now flush, sanded. Hopefully you wouldn't even notice it. This crack that was here also follows the curvature of the boat. Turned out really nice and strong. I'm supposed to be getting the rub rail turning up today. So hopefully we can, the next stage I think is to take this off once I got it, because I don't want to take it off and I got the wrong one. Even though I am going to replace it, I just want to do a test run on just, you know, I've measured all of this, I know it's going to fit, but you never know with some companies, they might get their measurements wrong. What's the next thing? I need to get, like I said, I've got to get some filler in all the little pinholes. The same filler I'm going to put in for the hatch holes around the back, as you can see on the time lapse. That turned out, well, the whole splash rail now, if I can get the lighting right, is perfect. The only thing I want to do is I'm probably going to use bonding paste, to be honest. So that's the best stuff to work with. See, I need to sand this down. So I need to sand that with a different sander, because that was the most I've got. I've got the triangle one. Anyway, is I want to get a bead of bonding paste there so it's nice and round. Because at the moment this is straight down, straight across. And probably put a little tiny bead up there just to join it in. And that will look pretty good. That turned out perfect as well. So I want to probably do the filling last before I go home tonight. So what I'm also going to do is, I don't know, a few episodes ago I did mention that this board is going to have a hatch cut in it. Probably not as big as what I thought, because it's only an inspection hatch, and probably put a bilge in there. So it's gonna try and work it out with the ribs and the stringers. We're gonna get a little hatch cut out there, and I've got to do a little tiny bit of sanding inside on the where the seating is, just so the board sits nicely, because it was really tight last time. I think I want to focus on that, and then we can get that flooring in out my way. Yeah, so we'll go straight in for that. Okay, new day. It just got way too hot yesterday. It's another beautiful day. Supposed to be getting up to 26 today. If you see on the time lapse, managed to get the floor in. I had to do some adjustments on the side where I fiberglass the underneath of the kitchen, or the galley, shall I say. It's just an extra layer of fiberglass that was a bit too tight, so I had to sand both ends. Probably resin wash them in the future, but that's no rush at the moment. Didn't manage to get the filling done, but I think I'm going to leave that for now and get this rub rail off. So obviously the rub rail did turn up yesterday, and here it is. I just took a little section off. I had a meter left out spare anyway, so I just took that much off, and it fits perfect. So that is great. That means I can get all this rub rail off now and sand this down make it all nice and back to original, get the rivets out, and that will make the boat look completely different. It is slightly different. This one is more flat with a slight curvature, if you can see, where this one is a little bit more rounder, but the same thickness, if you can see it, on this end here. So if it did hit, same amount of protection. If anything, this probably looks a little bit better rounder. So yeah, that's the main goal for today. Let's get this rub rail off, sand that down. Also, I need to finish sanding the decking here, this last little patch of decking. Anything else I need to clean up, and then when it comes to filling, we can get it filled. We can get all these holes around the windows filled. Same time, sand that, and I'm pretty much ready, I think. There's nothing else I can think of on the outside to prepare. The back bench is now going to be different. I am having seating here, but it's not going to be a board that's going to be permanently joined. But we can get into that later, once it's even finished painting. So yeah, enough talking. It's been a long video anyway. Let's get this rub rail off. Okay, and that is the rub rail off. Most of the rivets are out, been drilled. There's a couple I've got to do, but this is going to be for next week now. That's going to be it for this week. Also, I managed to do both walkways either side. That was a big job that I was dreading again. Sanded a little bit at the bottom of the windows where I haven't done. Rub rail turned out perfect. I'm so glad I took it off. It was so dirty, so horrible. Weirdly enough, I don't think it was ever painted because I didn't sand any paint off. It was mainly just dirt, which is a weird one because you thought this would have been painted. But then it was gel coated. That's what it was, gel coated. And whatever paint was on top is actually from a different owner. So yeah, next week we will be finishing off the filling on the front and the walkway to make it a little bit smoother. We're going to clear the whole boat. I might even clear the whole boat out, just empty it, get it ready for this painting, sort all the tools out I need in one area, because after next week I think I'm done with the fairing compound. I know I've got to do some fiberglassing inside, but I don't need fairing compound after that. It's going quite quick now. It should go quite quick now. It really depends on the weather. I looked at next week's weather and it's supposed to cool down, which is not good for painting. But if it is like that and I can't do painting, I will do something indoors or whatever. Like I said, I'm still waiting 3 weeks for the windscreen materials. I've got all the perspex, but I'm not going to order that until at least I've started painting, because they should be quite simple to get on. But yeah, anyway, I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. Cheers.